What's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me here at Paid to Trade. So today I'm going to be reviewing Earn2Trade. So you can get there by going to Earn2Trade. That's the number 2.com. And this is another prop firm. And I've seen them in the past. And they used to offer a lot more different accounts that you can choose from. It looks like they've scaled down a little bit, but they still have they still offer a lot in the back end. So I'll show you their website, and some things that we're going to go over are, here we go, the rules, pricing, payouts, time required to go and pass their evaluation, as well as assets you can trade and customer service. All right, so to get started, looks like on their site they're currently offering 40% off. The thing that they're advertising the most right now is the trader career path. So what they've done is they've kind of made it simplified, in that there's two different plans that you can choose from. It's a TCP 25 or TCP 50. All right, and so we'll get to that in a second. So they're just saying pass the test, upgrade your account, and then you can get up to a $400,000 trading account. So the way that works is you either start with this $25,000 account or this $50,000 account. And depending on which one you start with, let's say you go with the 25, well, the maximum that you can get up to is going to be that $200,000 account. Whereas if you start with a $50,000 account, you can scale up to a $400,000 account. And basically the way that you're able to scale up either one of these is by achieving the objectives for each stage, completing a withdrawal, and then at that point they scale you up. So you go from 25 to 50 to 100 to then 200. If you're on the 25 account, if you're on the TCP 50, then you go from 50 to 100 to 200 to 400. All right, pretty simple. But aside from that, they actually, let's see, here we go. So here's a little shot I took. They still offer these other plans here. So this is in the back office. So if you sign up for an account, you can choose these as well. These are called mini gauntlet plans. And so they range from 50,000 to 200,000. And so price points start at 170 up to 550. So with these, it just gives you more flexibility, a bigger drawdown, basically, more contracts that you can trade. That's basically it. In all reality, I think what they're doing here with this trading career path, I think that's the smarter way to go if you were to go with Earn2Trade. So I like what they did there in that they give you the ability to scale this up. So you don't have to pay these prices here. You don't have to pay $315, $350, or $550 a month, and that would be your monthly cost until you achieve your funded account, and then you go from there. Granted, let's say you went with that, so you paid $550, you took the $200,000 account, and you knocked it out of the park. You got it in the first month. The benefit there is that as soon as you get switched over to a funded account, you're automatically on a $200,000 account. So that's a bonus. But when you're doing this line of work, if you decided to trade for a prop firm to earn money, slow and steady is the way to go. So doing this, I think this is going to hone in your skills as far as just controlling your emotions and really controlling yourself in your trades and managing risk, and just learning to be a robot. And then just, you go in, you make your profit for the day and you shut it down and you come back to trade another day. And so doing it this way, I think that helps you just kind of build that habit. And that's the biggest thing that keeps anyone else away from being successful in this, is not having good habits. So doing this, I really think that's the way to go. And so price-wise, pricing is pretty good. So as you see here, it starts at 150 for this TCP 25, and then right now they're having a sale. So instead of 190, you're only paying 114 for the TCP 50. So if you compare that, here we go. You compare that to these prices here. Now it's quite the jump. So if you wanted to go with a $50,000 account, right now it looks like they're charging 170 for that. $100,000 account, it's 315. So instead, you pay a little bit less. Obviously, this looks like the better deal or the best deal. So you pay 114, you get set up, and then you can progress into something bigger. So scale this up to 400,000. As far as the profit targets, this is very reasonable. This is pretty standard for a account this size, 50,000. So if you look at other prop firms, typically if you're going with their $50,000 account, you're going to have a goal of around $3,000. Their drawdown, though, it's a little tight. It's 2,000. I know some other companies are giving you a bit more, so a little bit bigger of a drawdown. So that's kind of a con here. Daily loss limit, that's also a little tight. 1,100. But as long as you're trading small, then these are definitely okay to deal with. You can definitely manage that. So even though you can trade up to 6 contracts, you're not going to want to trade probably more than 2, or you're going to want to stick to micros and just, get there slow and steady. So they do have a progression ladder. So depending on the value of your account, you can only have so many contracts. So initially starting, I think you can only have up to 2 contracts. Looking at this TCP 50. So I'm pretty sure it's 2 contracts until you achieve, I think it's 51.5. So if you're at 51,500, then you can add another contract or 2. So they do offer free resets. So let's say you don't complete the challenge in the first set amount of time or the first month, then they'll automatically just reset your account. Oh, I'm sorry, that's if you blow your account. So if you've blown your account, you can just let it rebill, once that 30 days is up, and then, they'll rebill you, this price, and then they give you a free reset. So they'll start you over at 0, and so you have that full target to hit, and you have your drawdown back, and that's basically it. All right. So the rules, rules are basic, but I think there's a little bit more to this company with their rules. It's not as simplified as some other companies, and that's kind of why I wasn't excited about this company in the past. I like what they've done with the TCP accounts, and I think that's great. But here's where you're going to find some cons. So compared to everything else that I've reviewed, trading at least 15 days, other companies are less. You can get 0 now or 7 days. Here you have to trade at least 15 to get funded. And once you're funded, you also have to pay a monthly subscription fee. They call it their data fees. So you're paying $105 a month for data. So keep that in mind. Trading during approved times. Their approved times, it's a little different. So the market closes at 4 o'clock Central. So you have to make sure your positions are closed by 10 minutes beforehand. So 3:50 Central. But that's on normal indices. If you're trading something else, then you have to make sure you abide by whatever that is. Okay, so it's all listed there. So trading can be conducted throughout the day, except over public holidays. So you would just want to double check their schedule as far as what they permit. That's where it gets a little hairy. Other companies are a lot more simple. You don't have to worry about too much stuff. If the market's open, it's open, and you trade until it closes. Daily loss, that's pretty standard. Progression ladder, that's scaling, using X amount of contracts, depending on what your balance is. Do not reach or dip below that minimum account balance. That's standard. It's end of day drawdown. That's a bonus. Other companies do trail you. This company has end of day drawdown, at least in the challenge phase. So during the evaluation phase, if you switched over to a funded account, that will change and it becomes a trailing drawdown. So you have to watch out for that. But I'm going to go over some bonuses if you get funded with these guys. There are some perks, or I should say pluses, pros if you get funded regarding the daily loss and the drawdown. Consistency, this one I'm not crazy about. So maintaining the consistency, they're looking for you to keep it at 30% or less. I mean, that's easy to manage, and granted, you're taking this slow, so that's fine. But you have to make sure that you really don't knock it out of the park on some days. Other companies, they let you get whatever, and that's fine. But with this company, if you've hit more than 30% of your profit target, excuse me, you have to make sure that you balance it out with the rest of your trading days. So to give you an example here, your target's 3,000, you hit 30%, which is 900, or that's what your goal should be, right? No more than that. But if you do profit more than 900, it means that you have to trade more until a single day equals less than 30% of your total profits. So, I mean, you can control how much you make. You just do the math ahead of time to make sure you don't exceed 30% a day. But in some cases, if you're on a run and you just want to be able to capture a little bit more and kind of help ease the challenge, so you can just be done with it sooner, then I get it. But in all reality, you have to trade a certain way so you can just maintain this for the long run and manage your risk and manage your reward. But it's all based on the long run. So with that in mind, it's not the worst thing to have this consistency rule of keeping it under 30%, but it is one extra thing for you to manage. So just keep that in mind. All right, and let's see. That's basically it as far as platforms. All right, so these are the platforms that they work with. Looks like NinjaTrader's the one that they're really advertising. They do give you a free license for NinjaTrader as well as Finamark. Um, and it says our Trader Pro is also free. Overcharts 60 days, so free for 60 days. And then they work with the rest of these guys here, which some of them, I've seen, haven't used these, like MotiveWave, Bookmap, but definitely seen that. Photon, QScalp, Volfix, Jigsaw, that I've used. That's okay. And Quant Tower. I've heard a lot about Quant Tower and some other forums I'm a part of, and people tend to give it some praise, but it looks like there's still some things that aren't perfect. I want to say it is free. One of the perks is that Quant Tower has um, they have a free trade copier, which is nice. Now that wouldn't benefit you with Earn2Trade because it doesn't look like they support you being able to trade multiple accounts. Um, but if you were with a different company and you're using Quant Tower, they do have a free trade copier. But you can purchase a trade copier for some of these other guys, like NinjaTrader. I bought one not knowing about Quant Tower. I bought a trade copier that I use with NinjaTrader in a different firm. But it's nice because you can kind of trade small, but trade small in multiple accounts, and having a small day of, let's say, $200, which is easy to scalp, right? Just find like a quick little setup, $200, but you multiply that by 20, and it's a nice little chunk of change in usually under 10 minutes. So using the trade copier allows you to do that. So you don't have to find multiple setups. You just find one setup, something that works for you. You take it and you're done. But anyhow, so Quant Tower, that's kind of cool that Quant Tower does that. But one of the things about it is that it's free and maybe not all the bugs are worked out, and so people were saying they had some issues with their trade copier. Not sure if that's user error or if it's software. Really don't know. I haven't used it, but just kind of put that out there. But still, at least you have some options. So aside from platforms, let's see, we've touched on rules. We've gone over pricing, payouts. Let's see, and time required. So it's 15 days. If you want to go ahead and get to a funded account, you have to trade for at least 15 days, whether you take these TCP accounts or if you go with their other mini gauntlet challenges. All these are 15 days. So trade for 15 days. After that, then you get into a funded account, which only takes a day. And they'll have that up and running, and then you can make a withdrawal as soon as possible. So as soon as you have enough in your account to make a withdrawal. All right. So let's see. I thought I had withdraw information here. Okay, so withdrawal policy. So minimum withdrawal amount is $100. All right, but you pay a fee. I'm pretty sure the fee is like $10. Yeah, prop firm charges $10 per withdrawal, but it's waived for withdrawals over 500. All right, and here's how they pay out: wire to your bank, PayPal, Payoneer, Revolut, Wise. Deal's not on here, but Deal is something that they also offer as well. So you can go with Deal. That's basically it. So as long as you have enough in your account, you can complete withdrawal. The profit split is 80-20. So you keep 80%, they keep 20%. So keep that in mind. That doesn't change. And that's that for withdrawals. Now, one thing that I was kind of excited about, which is cool, it's not the same everywhere. Not everyone else has this deal, but it's the daily loss. So let's see what rules you need to follow. The daily loss. So up real quick. You can have the daily loss removed. Here you go. Funded trading accounts have the following rules, daily loss being one of them, but it can be removed after the lower threshold of the trader's maximum drawdown reaches the starting balance. So if you're on a $50,000 account, you get it up to $52,000. That's your drawdown, $2,000. So you get it up to $52,000. And once you hit that point, you send these guys an email and ask them to remove your daily loss limit. So you don't have to do that, but I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. Not that you have to use that, but just get rid of it and then keep building up your account nice and slow. And then once you have, let's say, more of a cushion, like a $10,000 cushion, then you can start really taking some bigger trades. I also like that when you're at the high end of their accounts, the drawdown limit's fixed. Okay, so for the $200,000 account and the $400,000 account. So once you achieve their maximum, the max accounts on these TCP accounts, let's see, so 200,000 and 400,000, it's a fixed drawdown. So they get rid of the trailing drawdown and you have a fixed drawdown. So between that and removing your daily loss limit, you really gain some flexibility. So you can really let some trades run. I still believe that you should, take some profits a little early, not too early, but, a little early. Make sure you lock in, if you've got a quick 20 points, why not lock in a contract at 20 points or 25 points? That's good money, and then if it's really moving and boom, you hit 40, why not take another one, and then you can let the rest run, but each trade's different. It depends what the market's doing, where you're at, and how you should make that call. So it's never always exactly the same. I think it's going to vary. So each situation is just a little bit different, but the flexibility is great. And so not every company offers that. And so that's definitely a pro. So the pros I really like once you've hit the funded account is being able to remove the daily loss limit. And once you achieve the final account, so you've grown your account to these maximum of a $200,000 account or $400,000 account, you have a drawdown limit fixed. All right, so a fixed drawdown limit and no daily loss limit. That's awesome. So it gives you plenty of wiggle room so you can grow that account. But still, don't let that get you too excited to start trading huge, because that's a good way to lose your account. Just whatever skills and habits you've built up while growing this small account, stick with that. Don't stray from that. That's what got you here. And all you have to do is just scale up slowly until you have a much bigger cushion. And then you just continue to scale up and keep taking the same trades. Figure out what it is that you're good at and just stick with it. And you will be just fine. So I hope this has shed some light on this company for you. I'm not sure what exactly you're looking for, but check out my other videos where I review some other prop firms. If you'd like to use Earn2Trade, there should be a link in the description below. If you can't click on it, you can just copy and paste it. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop that down in the comment section and click on the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. So thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.